Hello guys, and apologies for the delay. So, long story short, both players on the lower bracket side having some huge technical issues. It took a while for Nux to get on board, and then when he was online, Extinct unfortunately disconnecting. And we do have a few policies in terms of the wait time as well as disconnects. So they were still within their allotted time of each other, and Extinct wanted to wait it out just a little bit more in the first place, so we gave it that way. It was still within that time limit. And then when Nux kind of showed up in the first, when then Nux was gonna show up, Extinct was the one who disappeared, and right now he is having some huge technical issues actually logging on and with his network. So instead of going for a DQ double DQ kind of situation, so we can keep up with the brackets, we will go into the semifinals first. And if it's still gonna be one of our two players there still unable to connect, still unable to be called for, then whoever is the one who is unavailable will be DQ'd, and we will move straight into the lower bracket final. So that's basically the story right now of what's going on and why there was a little bit of that delay. But hey, it has been a solid tournament so far, and we are just getting started yet again. As right now, we are going to be moving into the semi-final match. And looks like our picks are going to be Nightshade. We have Nightshade, we have Everdream, as well as Simulacrum for our maps. Very, very interesting picks right here between our two players as we are getting ready to go into this one. Pretty standard map picks, but there is still bad potential to really surprise the opposition, especially on Simulacrum. We have seen a lot of different tactics overall on that map. But hey, this best of three between Protoss versus Surge, I think this is the only time we have seen this matchup on stream today. Wait, this is the only representative actually of Protoss in the first place, Mr. Bayagster. Will be playing off against the best of the best. If you have seen Bayagster's name before, well, you probably have been tuning on, and especially during the times that we're doing our ad read, because he's been one of the biggest supporters of the scene, has always been contributing, has always been so helpful. But it seems like it's time to get things started and get things going into our next map. Both players are ready to go, and we are going straight into the semifinals, ladies and gentlemen. It's gonna be a fun time here and now. It's gonna be time to get into the action, and it's gonna be time to see who's gonna be taking this one. Our bands, of course, are Purity and Industry, Eternal Empire, Golden Wall, as well as one more, as well as Zen LE. So here you go, guys. This is our map pool so far. Nightshade gonna be first, Everdream next on the list, and Simulacrum gonna be our final one to round things off. Big apologies for the delays, but it's time to get it on, time to get it done, and it's time to get things started in our semifinal match. This is the first game out of three, and let's get things started. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and here we are right here right now, straight into the semifinals due to technical issues happening on both sides on that lower bracket round number 3. So we'll postpone that one and make sure we're not gonna go for a double DQ, and we will be getting into the action instead. Thank you guys for your patience, and thank you guys for tuning on in to the SCPH Quarantined Tournament presented to you by AKG Games, as well as the SCPH community. But here and now, we are gonna be on Nightshade, and introducing first on the red hand side of Nightshade, we are gonna have the red Zerg. On this top left, it's EnDerr, looking to just dominate the competition. So just quick little FYI about EnDerr, guys. If you really aren't been keeping up in the SCA scene, first of foremost, why aren't you? And second, this is probably a name you can even hear probably in the NA and even the EU regions, because EnDerr has been a world traveler and back, has been through a lot of different WCS qualifiers, especially on the SCAA and Z zones. So, and if you are within the region, well, this is a household name for anyone keeping up in the SC2 scene. And you could honestly say he's a pretty mainstream name right now, being the gold medalist winner of StarCraft 2 in the SCA games, and a lot of love there from all that sponsors and all of the Filipino people, making the nation proud and really showing up to be the best of the best in the SCA region for StarCraft 2. But his opponents, our lone Protoss representative, is gonna be looking to get things done. It's gonna be looking to see how this one is gonna go. In here and now, though, on the bottom right side of Nightshade, it's gonna be the blue Protoss of bayagster. So this time, are we gonna be Protossed? And just a quick little FYI again, guys, we are still gonna look to get that lower bracket round number 3 going. No such DQs as of yet, because it could have been double DQ situation, so we will postpone it and let this game go first, because we could have gone either way anyway. Semifinals here and now. Winner of this can move on over to the grand finals. A loser of this will face off against the winner of Extinct versus Nux. And here we are on Nightshade, and already see bayagster setting up his wall. He's gonna go for the Zealot out in front and into Twin Stalkers, Chrono boosting them out as well. Potential early aggression here for bayagster, as he's going to be looking to keep things over to the other side. Even looking around the map to make sure there's nothing interesting going on. But Zergling able to get on the inside and will look for scanning information. So EnDerr realizing there's nothing really here. It's all onto that front line. It's onto that base. And the Zergling right now just running around the map. Just something to note about bayagster, though, we said it before and we'll say it again. This guy has been a very, very supportive member of the community. Really bringing in some financial aid, really bringing in a little more aid to the tournament's setting as well. One of our community sponsors, a frontliner in his own right, really saving some lives in so many ways. And for bayagster as well, a special someone to my heart, as he also competes in the Overrush BH bugs that I do host regularly on this stream. So not only does he play StarCraft 2, but he also plays some Overwatch from time to time, whipping out a nasty Torbjorn and Symmetra from time to time as well, when it works out. But speaking of bayagster, actually, he has had a rich history in StarCraft as well. And the thing about bayagster, honestly, he has been a veteran on the SC1 scene. He still plays StarCraft with Exoblazer from time to time, the original one, and if I remember correctly, he used to compete in a few of those LAN tournaments here in the PH4 StarCraft itself. Great name, great guy, and right now he's putting an ironclad defense against EnDerr and his swarm of Zerglings on the outside. Good to see EnDerr, though. He's playing a pretty standard game, going for 3 bases already, looking to get a little bit of that speedy carapace as well, numeralized carapace for those overlords, but at the same time, bayagster are going to be looking around the map to see what's going on with the hallucinated Phoenix. Speed kills, and oh, it's a DT Shrine! Here we go, bayagster gonna go for the Dark Shrine here and now, but EnDerr sending in the Overlord, probably gonna be seeing this one coming. We'll see though how this is gonna pan out, as EnDerr gonna be stopping in his tracks, and oh no, this is pretty finicky right here, right now. There we go, though, with a little bit of engagement onto the main base, nothing much done there, but in the meantime, going to try and make sure and take care of this Overlord. And I feel like EnDerr has to wonder, what is bayagster even doing? There's nothing here in this main, and right now I'm just getting forced to stay away from that secondary. Very, very interesting position right now, and EnDerr will realize the situation, sees bayagster's Dark Shrine, sees the Warp Prism coming his way, and immediately gonna put up those Spore Crawlers just to get that detection on. 1, 2 gates, and a robo facility. 3 more gateways coming the way of bayagster. He played a 2-gate style here in this PVZ and protected himself, walled himself in, is now on to base. But at the same time, EnDerr happy to take map control away from bayagster. He can roam around the map, go anywhere and everywhere he wants, and oh, bayagster is gonna go for Blink DT. Now, honestly, I don't see this upgrade way too often. The shadow something, the shadow movement, the shadow strike, something like that. But whatever it's called, the blink on those DT, moving around the map, just be able to get out of dodge. And if you ever play campaign, you have Zeratul basically having that blink, moving around, just being so potent. But unlike Zeratul, the hero unit, these DT are quite soft and easy to take down, so it will take a lot of guts and a lot of micro here for bayagster to make this work. Anyway, though, we got Blink Stalker also looking to come online, and we'll see how this one is gonna pan out for bayagster, our lone Protoss representative, looking to climb up the ladder and looking to make a date for himself in the grand finals. But the DT are in position already, and we are gonna get the Blink upgrade very soon. Adepts as well, positioning on the outside with the shades. Very interesting here for Mr. bayagster. But there you go, upgrade is done and dusted. Gonna be blinking on into the fray, really going straight for that Spore Crawler, and wow, Pretty smartly done there by Bayagster, surprising the opposition. Overseer though, trying to come online. Can Bayagster get the frag just in time? The Warp Prism going to be there already in position to try and go for the save. But very, very dangerous. The Queen having the rage. And one more shot! Oh my god, Bayagster losing all those DT. He could have got for a drop instead onto the main base, but it doesn't happen. And that is a big, big hit onto the economy of Bayagster. That is a lot of gas and a lot of minerals invested on those assassins, as well as the Warp Prism. And that is highly heartbreaking, because EnDerr right now knows that that is all Bayagster has by this point. He's looking to take control onto that third base, and Bayagster needed to do a little more than that just to get this third base up and running. And now here comes EnDerr, unleashing the fury of the swarm, just pretty much offended with what Bayagster did to his Boar Crawler, doing the damage right now, looking to come up the ramp, and it's a pretty big army, but EnDerr actually just getting beaten back by a little bit thanks to those force fields. Bayagster holding his ground because he's in the biggest force whatsoever, but there we go with some drops into the middle of the line, the natural under attack under the rest, and here comes more and more of these Ravagers, and EnDerr looking pretty much primed to take this victory already. Bayagster backing on out, but realizes in behind that those Zerglings are already there, tearing everything apart along the way. And it's looking really, really bad for Bayagster, because EnDerr is in position to end this game on a high note. It's time for the Baneling bust. It's time for those cocoons. And does Bayagster know that it is coming? He sees all of that. Is imminent demise, looking to try and stay alive. But it's now to go for the roll on in. Apparently there is no Baneling speed upgrade as of yet, and EnDerr waiting on for that one. Force field right here, right now, separates the Roaches as well as the Ravagers. But again, another drop here and now onto the main base. Adepts the warp on in, and these Banelings are just chilling on the outside. Probes right now looking to go for the fight as well, and Bayagster technically just having enough workers for only one more base. Highly unfortunate here for Bayagster, and this is looking to be the beginning of the end. EnDerr setting on up for one last attack, and Bayagster trying to defend with the might of the Protoss ground forces, but doesn't look good here for Bayagster. This might be the end of days, the darkest day, the darkest night, and this is gonna be the flight of EnDerr, looking to push into that wall. One big bust is all he needs. This army right now looking bigger and bigger and bigger. And he does have the oversight ready to go, so no DT shenanigans whatsoever. Observer gonna see this one coming, and EnDerr is letting it happen. He doesn't have any way to get rid of the Observer up on top anyway, but at the same time he knows that he will have the advantage. He knows, here we go right now, with the Bile takes care of that reconnaissance. It's such a big difference on that idle time as well. 9 seconds only for EnDerr. Bayagster a little above on that one. Here we go with the change things right now. Look at the run on in. The Zealots that are fake will get blown apart at the seams. And here we go with even more of these Banelings. EnDerr's just having fun because Bayagster is not calling it GG. And he just wants to make sure that he will destroy everything coming his way. One more chance, one more fight, and here we go with the roll on in. All of these units are in position, and EnDerr is looking to truly be the annihilation wave on Bayagster's base. EnDerr has taken control of half the map already, looking to just destroy his opponent right here, right now. And Bayagster looking worse for wear. He's trying desperately to defend this. He has so many sentries right now, but this is looking like to be the destruction of the Protoss. Here we go with the force fields to try to make it through to the other side, and they're trying to brute force. It's not gonna happen, and that's what the Bile is for, shattering those force fields along the way. Good use of the Ravager ability, and here comes the hit. Goodbye Warp Gate. Next on the list, goodbye second Warp Gate, and it is just a funnel. Seems like Bayagster wanting to see that one unfold in front of him, but EnDerr having some fun. Look at that in behind, blowing everything up before calling it quits. GG right there. EnDerr with the victory, and the first map taken by our Zerg player. The Banelings. The Banelings. The Banelings have to be traumatizing. I feel traumatized seeing those Banelings, honestly. And EnDerr will take Nightshade with a solid way to go. Went behind. It seems like Bayagster did follow through and go to the Dark Shrine. But it was just such a huge hit, honestly. It was just such a big catch there by EnDerr, setting things up with the Queens in position. And when the DT fell, that was really Bayagster's chance getting shattered on the way, because he needed some good damage. He needed he needed to basically force EnDerr to back on out and respect the DT blink. Bayagster was just unable to do so with the fall of that Warp Prism, and he tried to go for the third base. Immediately gets annihilated there because EnDerr was just ready to go take control of this whole map anyway. And it was fun at the tail end. It was very very enjoyable to say the least to see all those banelings made by EnDerr blow on up even in behind our score screen. But now he is one map ahead, and we are gonna go into Everdream next on the list. Still though, it has been a pretty fun time to see all of that explode in front of us, and then they're giving us the entertainment, giving us the fireworks that we have been hoping for. So hopefully though, we will not have any technical issues for the rest of the tournament, as we are going to be moving into now game number 2. EnDerr up 1-0. One more map for him, and he will book a date with Destiny and be set on up at the grand finals. Can bayagster run it back and go for the reverse sweep? We'll see though as we move into the game. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and here we are in the SCPH Quarantined Tournament. After this one, we are going to go back to the salvageable lower bracket round number 3 between Extinct versus Nux, if EnDerr is able to take it here and now. If not, then we are going to go into game number 3. But things are looking good here for our Red Zerg, and introducing him, he's EnDerr, and he's on the bottom left of Everdream. Right here, right now though, the opposition gonna be in full force. And who's that gonna be? It's gonna be our guy here and now on the top right, the only Protoss representative, and basically the victim of all those Banelings. It's the blue Protoss, bayagster. Okay guys, so if you're not from the Philippines, don't ask me what bayagster means. Okay? Don't, no thank you, no thank you. Get someone else to enlighten you in the Twitch chat or something like that. But he has a very fun name, and we love him all the way. But right now, Phylons as well as Simulator gonna be set on up. Seems like a natural gonna be in order. Few lag spikes here and there for our players. That is Philippine internet at its finest. And it is gonna be the 2 gateway opening it again here for bayagster. He wants to always be set on up with a natural wall, and Chrono boosting out 2 zealots along the way. A very aggressive start here for bayagster. He's gonna be looking to just go for some pokes, go for some damage at the opening. And I also think because of how the nature of the map is, he's gonna need 2 zealots out in front. Hey, these zealots gonna be running on over to the other side. In the meantime, here for the side of EnDerr, he's gonna go for that spawning pool after trying things out with the hatchery first. A very early aggressor here from our zealots. And EnDerr right now looking around, sees those 2 gateways, but where are those units? Where are the units? Is bayagster playing greedy? Gonna get that Nexus on instead, but usually when you're playing this Protoss, you need something to just block the way in the first place. Cybercore right now, and it's a probe, really sacrificing life. A valiant probie right here. Mr. Probius looking to keep things up. And right now, bayagster will be brawling against some of these Zerglings. EnDerr might get caught here and now and take a little bit of damage. Queen though will be online very very soon and will be birded out of the hatchery. Now all for EnDerr right now, all he has to do is go for the star step action, but the drones are going to be targeted instead. bayagster going for a little bit of micro, really trying to psych out EnDerr and make him decide where to go on. But as soon as second Queen does come back up, it's time to go for the strategic recall, go on to that main base and stay safe. So right here, right now, this is still gonna be a best out of 3, and this is our second vein coming our way. So shield battery gonna be online. More of these zealots actually in position here for bayagster, and such an old school approach for bayagster. Truly, he's gonna go for a quick little chrono boosted sentry. Cybernetic score gonna be looking online as well. And in the meantime, he's going to have an available boost to get that warp gate research even quicker. But it seems like here for bayagster, it's old school cool. Going over to a 2-gate scenario, probably going to be a 4-gate if this one can move into the robo facility as well. But in the meantime, is EnDerr looking around the map, trying to make sure that there is nothing amiss. And the only thing bayagster is doing really differently is he's sending these zealots to actually go for the fight, go for the flight, go for the attack in the first place. EnDerr might be wondering what's going on, and where are these zealots coming from, because these 2 gateways out in front, but it's still, the match checks out, so he shouldn't be too wary to begin with. So EnDerr playing a standard game, will get met by these Zealots yet again. Surprise, surprise. Here we go with the attack. Good reaction time though from our Red Zerg. And looking to just cascade onto that middle line. Goes for this round already. Goes for the drone pull. 3 of these drones though going down yet again. And bayagster putting in the punch that needs to be done. Warblades are really getting the cleave on. One queen gonna go down. Seems like EnDerr will get caught napping there. And the Zerglings instead brought into the fold. Cleans up those Protoss Zealots. Beyond that, there's actually a pretty decisive hit there from bayagster. Forcing a next cycle of drones on out. 4 drones as well as a queen. bayagster are gonna be basically in the red for only 50 minerals. Not the worst way to go. But here and now, it's time to go for the Oracle. It's time to see how this one is gonna go. And it's an Oracle with a Phoenix as well. So a little more air control for our Protoss player. But EnDerr in the meantime, gonna be running on in to try and see what's going on into this main base. The Overlord gonna be there, a second Stargate in behind. And we'll see how this one is gonna go. Twin Phoenixes taking control of the air. Gonna be so good as well to get that CC on in the first place. And EnDerr, future-proof himself, wants to get rid of the rocks in the first place. So though, the Phoenixes having a twofold thing, harassment in the middle line, and taking care of Overlords like this. It'll take a while though to get damage done, but look at that cliff. The EnDerr's Overlord is really trying to climb the mountain. There's always going to be another mountain, and there's always going to be the climb, but 3 kills right now with the Oracle, taking care of 3 of those drones. Zerglings still going for the push yet again, and in the present, we're going to see him look around, trying to see if third base is up and running. EnDerr though going to get supply block in this scenario, and more Phoenixes, apparently the list for bayagster. Very interesting builds here from bayagster. I haven't really seen this style of play in quite a while. It's either I'm outdated or he is, but this is a pretty standard thing. You go for the Oracles and Mass Phoenix, but usually the thing in the mix for this is the Adepts rather than the Zealots. But Blinkstalker apparently going to be next on the list. bayagster does have a few ranged units here and now, but he's not going to be using them for the attack anytime soon. Anyway, Oracle still trying to stay alive. Very useful to get that revelation as well as stasis traps, because these are some good spots here in Everdream to get the stun on in the first place. But anyway, all about minerals right now for EnDerr. He is in the lead with 3 bases to 2. But bayagster is just keeping on with the flight and keeping on with the fight. The fun thing about the Phoenixes is they're such a fun unit to watch because they move around the map just like that, and they will get the catch on. How many Phoenixes does bayagster have? 4 of them flying around the map. And whoa! Bro! This is a mothership rush right here, right now from bayagster. Gonna be going into a fleet beacon. And we'll see if he's gonna be building more out of that one. Will it be Tempest? Will it be Carrier? Or will it really just be the mothership being supported by Blinkstalkers down below? Now, the thing about bayagster's 4 Phoenix comp is this is gonna be very good. Just basically mitigate any kind of scouting if he does get in position. But an Overseer right now for EnDerr gonna be committed. And he sees these Stalkers onto the western side. Will disengage from that one. The Oracle vaporizing all of these Zerglings to begin with. And EnDerr is desperate to get this information, trying to get on through to the other side. The Phoenixes, though, already in position. And that Overseer gonna go down. EnDerr is walking in blind, and he doesn't like that anytime soon. He's gonna go for the Changeling as well. He really is trying to get on through to the other side. But bayagster is saying, no sir, you're gonna need something else to detect this one. Because the mothership is out and about already. Does EnDerr know that this is coming? Here comes the Phoenixes though, going for the lift on over, and it's a Night Swarm as well here for EnDerr. It's very important though for bayagster to pick off those Overseers as soon as possible. That's what Phoenixes are for. And here comes the mothership looking for the cloaking field. It's time right now to turn everything invisible, but at the same time, it's gonna be the Night Swarm there onto the other side. In the present though, still going for the fight, and here and now gonna go for the lift as well. These Phoenixes though still need to get focus fire onto the Overseer because that protection is absolutely magnanimous. And a Screech of the Night Swarm gonna be sending out a few of those roaches potentially onto the other side. The mothership right now tanking the damage there. Might need to back on that, but this is a retreat here for EnDerr in order because he's not gonna be able to get anything done when everything is invisible in front of him. So the one thing to say here, guys, is invincibility equal to invisibility? We saw that yesterday in the gold to diamond brackets. And right now, bayagster is looking to test this theory here on Everdream. A very interesting game from our Protoss player. It is very different from what we usually see. But Blinkstalker Phoenix with the mothership The mothership comes on out, gonna be sporting units, but unfortunately it is already pretty low on the HP regard. Shields haven't really come on back online as well, so this mothership will probably go down very soon. But here comes a basic composition from bayagster, gonna be Zealots without the charge actually. Blinkstalker's right here right now, and EnDerr has turned every single Overlord he has in the forefront into Overseers instead. The detection is gonna be absolutely important. The Zealot's gonna be going for the brawl yet again. Phoenix is trying to get the lift on, but the Spore Crawler in the proper spot, gonna get that takedown. Blinkstalker still in behind, and look at all these changelings. He's trying to use these to just get in the way of the blockade, to get in the way of the Blinks in the first place. And right here, right now, bayagster has the red rates. And there you go, see a few of those stragglers there because of those changelings. A good call there from EnDerr, really going to show why he's the best in the scene. These micro plays, these decisions, panning out really well for our red Zerg. Blink Mothership, guys. This is the real standard here. Who needs your Adept Phoenix's timings? Who needs your Charge Lot Archons? Who needs your Sentry Immortal Stalker compositions when you can go Blink Stalker Mothership? That is how you do it. That is the style points there. And bayagster, even though he's not really winning out this fight because these are beautiful transfusions from EnDerr, he has won out my heart, that's for sure. bayagster now running out of these Stalkers. Not gonna be too effective against all of this, especially with those transfusions. It needs a little more focus power in the works. And bayagster is not really building anything anymore in behind. It seems like he wants to go for sentries. I don't know, stalkers rather. So yet again, gonna be warping on a few more of them in terms of reinforcements. I'd love to see him do it again though. Come on, one more mothership. For the road, for all time's sake. bayagster, give it to us. Give us the mothership yet again. Version 2.0, Electric Boogaloo. It's fun to see EnDerr pretend that he has all these Zealots. Holy crap, there's so many of these changelings actually gonna be out in front. Ran in, he's like, hey bayagster, you forgot your Zealots, man. You've microed these guys, bro. I'll bring them to you. It's like Archon mode. It's like Archon mode that isn't Archon mode. But you know, here comes the Phoenix right now, gonna get at the hearts of the opposition. Gonna be going in behind, and what is the target here for EnDerr? He has to decide where to go on. He's looking for something else that aren't the Stalkers apparently, and he will be able to get run by. GG, well played though, is called. EnDerr with the victory, and bayagster gonna call it quits there after surprising everyone, including himself. Mothership Stalker. You have seen it here, guys. Who needs Robo? Who needs Immortals? Who needs all of that? Nah, ain't important. Ain't important whatsoever. You go Mothership. You go Sentry. You got Stalkers. You got Stalkers and more Stalkers and more Stalkers. So, it honestly looked like... I'd honestly thought bayagster was gonna go for a Mass Phoenix with the Adepts. And I was like, Blinkstalker, okay, Blinkstalker... Okay, you can do that too. Usually you have the Adepts because the Shades are very quick. And with the Adepts as well, you can easily assassinate the drone lines, with the Phoenixes basically lifting anything that is a threat. So you know, Blinkstalker can work too. You can be mobile, move around the map, even though it is on a cooldown kind of basis. It really is just all about mobility. So that made sense to me. But then he stopped building things from the Stargate, and then decided to play Mothership, which is amazing, cause that surprised everyone. That surprised EnDerr, cause if you saw how bayagster really stifled the information there, really stopped EnDerr from getting into the main base and realizing what's going on, the Zerg was surprised. Our Zerg player was very surprised of what happened there. But in the end, it is still EnDerr's victory, and we are going to be looking to get into our next matchup in just a bit though. So stick around, guys. A quick little recap of our results, and it is Everdream taken here by EnDerr. Simulacrum not gonna get played out whatsoever, but it is a 2-0 that was absolutely interesting and one to watch. If you guys have to like show one game that was full of antics here from the Quarantine Masters bracket, you have to show that one, because the Mothership Stalker, that's a new meta right there. That is exactly the ingenuity I want to see in the local scene. So far though, one of the best matches so far has truly been the one between Phoenix as well as Extinct, but it seems like we are going to be getting into Extinct versus Nux very very soon. So we'll take a very short break just to reset everything on over, and we will be right back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the SCPH Quarantine Tournament number 2 Masters Bracket, and we'll see you guys very very soon for our lower bracket round number 3. We're glad it's happening, and we're glad the players are online.